What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy New Year from yours truly, my big bro, the maestro, Mick Dave in the building, Slick
What's good?
Vic, Versatile, South Florida Ave, we back at you, 2024. Y'all already know what time it is. Big bro, Mick, what's good?
What's good, Vic? Good to see you, man. Happy 2024 to the listeners, the subscribers, the followers. We appreciate you guys. Welcome back to the show. We're excited to be coming back to you, putting a wrap on the college football season, getting excited for the NFL playoffs. I'm fully representing today. You already know what time it is. You see the vibes. Vic, how you feeling?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, South Florida Ave reported to you live from Raymond James Stadium about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago at this point in time. And, that day I was feeling really good. It was a birthday celebration. It was a Christmas celebration. It was a good time. It was a good week for me. It was a good day. Since then, the reality of the football season has come into fruition. And unfortunately, New Orleans Saints fans, family, we had an opportunity to do what we needed to do early. We didn't do it. We left our entire season in the hands of Bryce Young and the Panthers, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We didn't take the conference in our own hands and by the horns, and we only have ourselves to blame for that. I guess we decided to want to play football late in the season. At the end of the day, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now run the division. It is a bittersweet sweet moment for me as we sit here on today, Saturday, January 13th, wild card playoff week, or day, we should say. A lot of interesting football coming our way today and tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get into it, bro.
And Monday.
What you
And
got?
Monday. Let's do it. Absolutely. First of all, Vic, we
And
would be
Monday.
remiss. We would be remiss not giving a huge shout out to Jim Harbaugh and the national champion Michigan Wolverines. Shout out to Jim Harbaugh, the big house, for getting it done, regardless of how you or I may feel about the situation. I can acknowledge national champions, and they are national champions. So we can't take anything away from them through the turmoil, through all the controversy throughout the year. Jim and those boys up in Michigan got it done. So I definitely want to say congratulations to Michigan. Great game, by the way. The college playoffs were amazing, by the way. Alabama, Washington, Alabama and Michigan, Texas and Washington, both great games. And then the NCAA championship was crowned to the Michigan Wolverines the other day here. So I just want to say congratulations. What thoughts on national championship, bro?
Championship and the season. I think, this year altogether is a great year for football in general, professional and college. I agree with you. Congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines. I think it's a great thing to see the Wolverines actually do what they had the potential to do multiple years in a row, or for the last at least 3 out of the last 5 years. It's good to see them actually execute what it is. They showed up and they were who we thought they were this year for the first time. And we could have said that about them for the 1 out of at least 3 years, but they've always found a way to drop the ball. So I'm glad that they actually executed. I feel good about it, even though might not be the team that I root for on a daily basis or a weekly basis. I think it's good for college football to see Michigan actually follow through. Again, they were one of my top four at the beginning of the season before anybody played a football game, and they actually showed up and followed through, and they were who we thought they were. But outside of Michigan, great year for college football in general. Great to see the Washington Huskies actually back at the top of, you know, college football dominance for the first time in how long? The 90s? It's the last time we've seen them in any type of prominent position. But not only the Washington, you know, Huskies, but Florida State actually showing up and showing out all year long, actually rising to the top of college football dominance once again. It's good to see that. It's just for the sake of college football in general. Um, Texas being mentioned at the top of the conferences and the top of college football, great stuff, and the Colorado Buffaloes. Hey, listen, I think you mentioned it earlier. They were playing with house money all year. No matter how they finished, they did something great for college football at the beginning of the year, and going into next year. Listen, they're still playing with house money, and they're only going to get better from here. So it's going to be great and exciting to see what Coach Prime does with the Colorado Buffaloes going into their next season, and with all these other teams. Michigan, are they right? You know, they're riding a high horse right now. Can they continue that success next year? Ohio State, they have something to fight for now. They know who their problem is. Are they going to rise to the top of the dominance? And just all these other teams that have the potential, including the Florida Gators, which I'm very curious to see how they're going to show up. You know, the Miami Hurricanes. These are teams all around the nation that make you say, at this point in time. And that's a good thing. It's exciting for the fans. It's great for college football. Great year for them. Congratulations, Michigan Wolverines. Hey, you deserved it. Alabama, like you said. Before I move on from that, having a standard Alabama season, they couldn't have done any better. It came down to the last play, realistically, before they lost. And great season recap. I'm excited that we actually paid attention and locked in this year, and it's going to be exciting to see next year too.
I couldn't agree with you more. I agree with everything you just said, particularly with those teams that you just mentioned going into next season. Next season is going to be even more dramatic because now Nick Saban has now officially retired from the University of Alabama. Alabama now is currently in the process of hiring Washington's head coach to be their head coach now. So we got the coaching changes happening in the offseason. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I saw that Florida State went ahead and gave Mike Norvell a new contract because, one of my grenades that I did on the show earlier was Florida State getting rid of Mike Norvell, finding a way to get prime time to come to Florida State after all, so that way Florida, the Gators, can pick up Mike Norvell would be my dream situation. But it looks like Florida State's going to wrap up Mike Norvell for another couple of years. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the turmoil. We still have to figure out, again, with Nick Saban leaving, huge ramifications that could happen in college football. So is Alabama going to be Alabama next year? I don't know. Speaking of Miami and Florida, both of those teams play each other at the beginning of next year. Next year is going to be so excited. I can't wait to start talking about next season already. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to focus. Congratulations, Michigan. You're the national champions. You're going to deserve it. You're going to celebrate that. We're going to celebrate with you, and we're going to wait to talk college football in the offseason because right now we got to get to the pros. We've been talking about the amateurs. Now it's time to get to the professionals, and we got some professional business going down here in a couple of hours. Let's get right into it, man. First game of the day. It's a doozy. Browns, Texans. What you think, Vic?
Ooh, this is going to be a great who you got day. It's going to be a definitely great who you got moment. I listen. I'm glad you asked me, and I'm glad we kind of went full circle on this because of who you got. And I told you so. I would be remiss not to go ahead and stick to where I stuck to from the beginning of the year. I told you about these Texans. And I'm not going to turn away from that now. Without Deshaun Watson on the field, even though we don't really know what he's all about right now, he's such a unique talent individually. If I think you take Deshaun Watson and the same Browns team and you allow them to the same playoff game, I might be rooting or thinking that the Browns are going to win this game. But
because of Deshaun Watson?
If he plays the entire year and they end up position-wise in the same playoff game or this year, I think the experience helps the Browns with Deshaun Watson. Now, you probably will argue that Joe Flacco might be a better or more experienced quarterback going into that scenario. It is what it is. I'm just saying. Call it a grenade. However, let's not lose focus here, because at the end of the day, what I am saying is that the Houston Texans are going to win this game. New coach, new quarterback, rookie of the year, at home, by the way, won their division, or not won their division, but regardless of, they did win their division, right? Regardless of the case. the Texans are playing at home with house money, and they are rolling right now. So they are cooking with gas for sure, bro. So Texas at home all the way. What you think?
I like everything you said about the Texans. I love it. But I'm going to choose the Browns. And here's why. I'm going to choose the Browns because this is playoff. No, this ain't playoff. This wild card. This is a wild card game. And in wild card games,
That's a
bro,
fact.
historically, wild things be happening. Now, it would be wild to see CJ Stroud get out of the first round, being a rookie coach, rookie quarterback, rookie, you know what I mean? All young and fresh and wet behind the
Yeah.
ears. But this is your first time being in a wild card game. It ain't like Ohio State
Yeah.
versus Michigan. It ain't Ohio State versus Penn State. This ain't going to be like nothing he ain't never seen before. And I love the young man. I think he is equipped and ready to go. That being said, from my experience of watching playoff wildcard games in the past, the team with the most experience tends to win this game. And I'm going to lean towards the defense. The number one defense, by the way, in the NFL, mind you, is the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns defense is healthy as well. The Texans are hurt. They've been putting together pieces. They've been putting together linemen. They got one wide receiver. So I don't know. The Texans are at home, but I'm going to side with experience. I'm going to side with Flacco. I'm going to take the Browns over the Texans.
That's everything you said. I think is extremely valid and real. You're right. It is a wild card at the end of the day, and we've been watching this game for a really long time, and yeah, we're going to leave that one there because I think we've said all that needs to be said about that one. I think those are valid points on both sides.
Great game, though.
And it's definitely worth watching. If you're not sitting down and ready to watch it now, you need to be because it's going to be a good one.
Great game. Great.
But that's not the only one, right? Wow. Speaking of wild cards, speaking of great seasons, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at our NFL 2024 NFL wild card for one moment and see what we have going on. And I guarantee you, if we had to play the lottery, this is feeling more like an NCAA basketball bracket. What are your chances of putting this one together? Little to none.
This is crazy. This, the next game, obviously, after Texans and Browns tonight is Chiefs and Dolphins. I just wanted to, what I was trying to find real quick while we were talking about it, it's going to be a -1 overcast. Wind's going to be at 14 miles per hour, bro.
Oh, well, broski, I didn't realize that. And I can tell you what, this is why you guys need to watch South Florida Ave, because you just actually, I didn't even think about that point because I was way too focused on the fact that, if you're the Miami Dolphins, you technically were playing with house money the whole year and last year. However, there was a time where you had the house.
Yeah.
You had your earnings, you had your winnings, and you were supposed to cash out and leave. And somehow, some way, you allowed yourself to be in a wild card game on the road against the Chiefs with what was those degrees again?
-1 degree, 14 mile per hour wind.
And
Who
Tyreek,
that? Bro.
Hey Tyreek, hey Tua, hey Mr. Waddle, and everybody else Miami Dolphin related. You guys your stadium's about 10 minutes from my house right over here, and it's like 85 degrees over here. So I don't know how you make that adjustment on the fly, but good luck with that. Mick, who you got?
I think Waddle is questionable, bro. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and I don't want to spend a lot of time here, bro. You can maybe break down why there's a good reason to stay here. I would eat these words next week on the show, but bro, I don't see how the Dolphins get out of Kansas City with a victory. I don't see how. It's too cold. And for no other reason than it's too cold, Vic. It's too cold. That's it. No strategy. Defense going to be, no, we're going to box in too. No, no. It's cold, bro. It's cold. What you got?
I mean, Jordan Mahomes playing at home. Hey, man, I already coined him that for a reason. I'm not if I have money to bet, I'm betting on Jordan Mahomes. However, it is going to be very interesting to watch that game. And it's, by the way, it's at night too, so that's going to make it even worse. I'm very curious to see how offensively though, how everyone else on offense adjusts to playing at home playoff game. I want to, I'm very curious to see if these guys who we can't rely on, Kansas City Chief related, if they're going to show that they're cold as well. Jordan Mahomes, I think he's going to take advantage of this opportunity. Everyone else, they might have brick hands, so we'll see. But if they have brick hands, the Dolphins are going to have cement, not even dry type hands. I don't even know. So yeah, no, I'm going with. I agree with you. Kansas City all the way, based on the factor that you just mentioned that I had no idea. It's over.
It's over, bro.
Good,
Season
good
is
season
over.
though,
Now,
Dolphins.
I will say this though, Vic. I will say this. I'll be remiss without saying it. If the Dolphins were to leave Kansas City with a victory and be able to regain home field advantage and play the next round in at home in Miami, this could be a whole totally different thing. But I can't imagine Sunday morning waking up and the Chiefs being defeated by the Dolphins. I don't see it. I just don't see it. So
I had the Dolphins in the Super Bowl a few weeks ago on this show, um, and I was very confident with that. I don't think anyone could predict it that they were going to lose 3 or 4 straight games or something like that, and just completely drop the division. So I agree with you. If they can make it out of this round, then yeah, they might still be, top contenders for the Super Bowl, especially with the
I'm
Chiefs out of the way. Now you have a Buffalo team that you have to flip a coin with. You don't know what team's going to show up. I got my money on the Dolphins to beat Buffalo regardless, unless they're playing in Buffalo. Now, yes, they just beat the Dolphins a couple weeks ago, whatever. I got my money on the Dolphins to beat them. Now,
if
however,
if the Dolphins beat Kansas
however,
City, wait, if the
if they
Dolphins
beat
beat,
them,
okay,
right,
okay,
this is what I'm saying.
I'm
Completely,
listening.
yeah. However, however, if they do, then they're dealing with the same scenario that we're just dealing with this week against the Chiefs. Because didn't they just cancel the Bills game for the same reason? It's just way too cold outside. So
But
speaking of
Vic,
grenades,
but
Dolphins,
wait,
you
Vic,
threw it up and you dropped it on yourself.
but Vic, isn't it interesting that the Bills and Steelers game gets moved because it's too cold outside, but the Kansas City Miami game is not too cold outside?
Snow?
And, bro, and it's at night, Vic. Do you know how much colder it gets at night? Why are they playing this
I,
game? This game should be a 1 o'clock kickoff. Let's be honest. This is crazy. This is
I don't
totally
know why they're playing at
not
night. That's
right, bro.
ridiculous.
It's not right. This is not right to the Dolphins. It ain't right to the Kansas City fans. It ain't right. It's too cold
Yeah,
when I hear at night.
yeah, I might not show up to that game.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy, but it is what it is. We're gonna
Hmm.
see what happens. So should be good. That's just today. That's just today, though. We got Sunday. We got Sunday to talk about. So we already talked about who we got on Sunday. Man, so many amazing games.
Packers, Cowboys.
I'm gonna lose my mind. Mike McCarthy playing his old team. Jordan Love looking like who they thought he was gonna be. If the Packers, who I think are gonna win, beat the Cowboys, it's gonna be a problem in Dallas. It's gonna be a problem in Dallas. You heard me?
If the
You
Packers win
heard
this
me?
game, I completely agree with you. If the Packers win this game, there is going to be a problem at Dallas. And you know what? Jerry Jones is going to just drop a grenade on the field and just blow up the whole team because you can't let Jordan Love. I'm sorry, not Jordan Mahomes. You can't let Love come into your building and beat Jordan Mahomes against a Cowboys team that should be completely dominating not only their division, but according to Cowboys fans, they should be dominating the entire NFC, right? So, if the Cowboys are the team that's supposed to be dominating the NFC, I don't know how your roster gets any better than what you have right there now. Top to bottom, I feel like they have every piece on the field that they've been looking for and need in order to do well. You have a phenomenal defensive line or defensive end. You have a phenomenal cornerback who's freaking dominating, looking like Dion. Well, looks like you might want to play him on both sides of the ball at this point in time. Your quarterback is the quarterback who you want him to be, apparently. Dak Prescott is controversial within itself, but he's playing pretty well. And off of injury, he's not showing any sign of decline, and your running game is relatively strong, and you're showing us exactly why you got rid of Zeke Elliott. What else you need for the Cowboys to be champions at this point in time? You look better than the '90 Dallas Cowboys on paper.
on paper. Like they do look really
Oh,
good.
and by the way, before I pass that to you, let me not forget about CeeDee Lamb, who, in my opinion, one of the top three receivers in the league. I would say. I mean, route runner, super hands, and super reliable. What else you want from
No
him?
doubt about it. No doubt about it, bro. I agree with you 100%. You know what? Actually, bro, like you're making some really valid points. Okay, let me be completely transparent here. That little take with me and the Packers, that's what I'm coming into the show with. I've been thinking about this all week. I'm like, oh, Packers, they're gonna win. They're gonna beat this. They're gonna win this game. Packers are gonna win this game. But bro, you're making some great points, man. I gotta be completely honest with you. You know what, bro? You know what I'm gonna do, man? I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, man. I'm flipping it. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I don't flip my take, bro. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I feel like they might be on to something. So I see the Cowboys getting past the Packers, getting past young Jordan Love, Mike McCarthy, his old team. I don't know. I like the I think the Cowboys can do it, bro.
Hey, man, you're very hesitant about that pick, but
Hey,
I don't think you need to be. Shout out South Florida app, because the fact that you're hesitant about it shows how knowledgeable you are about the game. However, that's not a bad pick. That's a very realistic pick. Full circle, the grenade will be launched if the Cowboys lose this game, because I don't know who else in the wild card or who else in the NFC they could have pulled, and where we're saying, oh well, the Cowboys might lose this game on paper. Maybe the Eagles are the only team that we could say, oh, they might lose this game today.
yeah,
If you put
yeah.
the Redskins, oh, I'm sorry, not the Redskins, the Generals against them, they should kill them easily. Giants the same way. I mean, I don't know who they're playing against. The Falcons, who anybody in the NFC that they play, they should be completely winning this game, hands down. So,
First of all, your points are valid. I'm just still laughing because you called the Washington Commanders the Washington Generals. The Washington Generals
oh my
is the
bad.
team that the Globetrotters play. The Washington Commanders is the football team in Washington. So that was hilarious. But yes, I follow you. I got you. Absolutely. But
Commanders, Generals, I don't know, man.
But no,
Come
no,
on.
no, you're right, though, bro. You're right. If the
You
Cowboys is
know,
against any other team in the NFC, we're questioning them winning the game. The Packers, they should beat the Packers. They should. They're a younger team. Cowboys has more experience. The Cowboys should have better players. The Cowboys are at home. That should equal a victory. If the Packers beat the Cowboys, man, it's going to be problems in Dallas. Big problems. Big problems. So, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I am. I'm going to go with them. I think they're going to be able to pull this game out.
if the Cowboys lose this game, week one, season two, South Florida Ave, we got to have a Cowboy fan on here. And we just really have to have them
Bro, I can assure you, if they
speak for
lose this game,
Cowboy Nation.
if they lose this game, you're not going to be able to find a Cowboys fan who's going to want to come on.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Good luck, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Pressure is on.
Sunday. That's the first
Out.
game. What's the second game?
Rams, Lions. I mean,
You want to go with this one? What a great matchup. These matchups are crazy.
this is personal for me. If we just, beat the Rams a couple weeks ago, Saints wise, we would have been in a really good position right now.
Oh, this guy.
You and Reggie came on here and told me how the Rams were just going to destroy the Saints, and
I told you. I told you what was going to
they
happen.
didn't destroy them.
They won
However,
the
they
game.
did win the game.
Yeah.
They won the game, and that's a problem. So, yeah, I mean, I actually, I had to sit with no, I had to sit back and watch that one, every play of that game, and the Rams actually looked a lot better than I anticipated them to be, which I shouldn't have. I mean, I talked about it even in my own admission. They're still the Rams. On any given day, they can win a game and they can look well and they can play well. Um, However, they're playing a resilient Lions team at home. And if I have to ask, how many coaches in the league, as we speak right now, are going to have their team prepared to play this game, I'm saying Dan Campbell is going to be one of those people, and that's a big compliment to Dan Campbell as the head coach of the Lions for what 3-4 years now. So
Mhm.
huge game for the Lions for not only just the playoff sake, but just for their trajectory in general as a team. I think they really got to have this team. I feel like Dan Campbell's going to be over prepared for this one, and the only way they lose this one is by wild card turnovers and plays happening that they just really didn't expect to happen um, and prepare for fumbles, interceptions, bad penalties. More the discipline. It's a disciplined day, and if grit didn't have you prepared for that, most discipline wins the day.
I think you are right, man. What a great analysis by you. Honestly, bro, out of the list of all the wild card games that we have for the weekend, I feel like this game is going to be the most wild cardish game. Because wild card weekend is for games like that. It's turnovers, it's fumbles, it's punts, punt returns, all the kind of stuff that make up exciting football that you really don't see on a regular basis. This stuff happens on these type of games. And I think this is the game that's going to have the most wild cardish things happening in it. It's going to be interceptions. It's going to be fumbles. It's going to be turnovers. It's going to be punt returns. It's going to be killer. Like, I think this is going to be the most exciting game. That being said, Jared Goff can't lose to the guy they traded him for. Like, Jared
Matthew
Goff,
Stafford.
Like, Jared Goff, this is your revenge game, Jared Goff. So what they need to do to win the game is not put the game in Jared Goff's hands. They need to be throwing screens and just little outs and safe stuff, but run the ball, because Jared Goff can win you this
Run the
game, but
ball.
he can lose this game for you too. And that frightens me. And it should frighten Dan Campbell. So I'm hoping they're going to play it smart. They're not going to let Jared Goff get into a shootout with Matthew Stafford, because if that's the case, the Lions will lose this game. But I think Dan Campbell is smarter than that. I think he's prepared for this. I think he's got the script ready to go to let Jared Goff come out of this thing looking unscathed and actually getting one over on Matthew Stafford. So
Matthew Stafford. I tell you what, you just brought up some great points, and the biggest point is the fact that out of anybody, Matthew Stafford has the biggest chip on his shoulder right now. Speaking of house money, he's playing with house money. He has nothing to lose in this game. He's already got his Super Bowl title, and to go back to Detroit and completely knock off a team that is, you know, heading in the right direction, and
right.
everybody's excited about. Like,
Yeah.
talking about somebody gunslinging. I mean, he's going to be throwing the mess out of that ball and reminding them of who they miss in him as Matthew Stafford, and he's going to be laughing at the guy on the other side of the field who's going to be who has sweaty palms the whole game. Ugh, tough,
Let me tell you
tough
something.
stuff.
I'm rooting for the Lions, but I like your scenario better. It sounds better. I want the Lions to win, but I want your scenario to play out, because that would just be juicy on Monday. Matthew Stafford in there throwing darts. Everybody in Detroit with their mouth open, wishing he was still on their team, and he ran there picking them apart for the Rams and don't care. He's already got a Super Bowl, and now he's knocking out the old team to make them go home. Man, that would be. I don't want to see it, but I kind of want to see it. It'll be good TV. I don't know. Yeah. It'll be juicy.
It has every. Yeah, I can see it going that way real easy. Hey, by the way, dry conditions over there, perfect, ideal conditions for a quarterback. I mean,
it's like you said,
there's
the
nothing.
stadium. It's his stadium. What are you talking about? He know where the wind flows in that stadium. He knows which way the direction goes. He knows where the play clocks are. You ain't gonna fool him in that stadium. So this could be a recipe for the disaster. They're having the old quarterback come
Ouch.
back into his stadium. I don't. This is gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Okay, what else we got?
All right, bro. Steelers Bills. I mean, what we talk about now? We still talk
Bro,
about it.
I know, bro. And listen, this is the only one. Yeah, this is the only one where it's like I'm kind of like I don't know, and I'm being completely sincere because I love Mike Tomlin. You know how we feel about Mike. Mike will put a scheme on you to scheme you out of your clothes. He'll do it, but this man Josh Allen is I don't know what's happening. The last couple of weeks, Josh Allen, he's been more Jordan Mahomes than Jordan Mahomes. I'm sorry to say that about your boy, but I mean Josh Allen been more Jordan
It's
Mahomes than
fair.
Jordan Mahomes. He's been amazing, bro. Running the ball, throwing the ball. I mean, you can't tackle him. And if Gabe Davis knew how to run routes, they might not even be in a wild card game. So, bro, I don't know. I do know. I'm going with the Bills. I hate to do it. But I can't go with Mike Rudolph and Pickens and Mike Tomlin scheming for one. I know you only got to win one game. I know it. I do. But I also know that J.J. Watt's not there, and you're relying on Mike Rudolph and Pickens, who want to catch sometimes, and sometimes he don't want to block. I'm going with the Bills.
His name is not Matt Rudolph, but that's okay. The fact
Whatever.
is, he's not a household.
Whatever.
He's not a
Exactly.
household.
Who's that dude?
No, he's not a household name. He's kind of irrelevant. We know his. We at least we know his last name because that's about the only thing that's relevant. The thing about the two people that you mentioned, Steelers wise, is that neither one of them are even going to be a factor to consider because we're still talking about the elements that we're still talking about. Those are still relevant, so they're gonna have to run the ball, which favors Najee Harris. However, it doesn't because now you got 8 men in the box, and you're not scared of Matt, Mike, whatever his name is, Rudolph, throwing the ball down the field at all.
Please throw it.
And
Please throw it.
so you're putting 8 men in the box, and you got a quarterback who plays running back and Josh Allen on the offense, and they're prepared for this type of behavior. They have a whole package set up for the winter time. So Mike Tomlin, South Florida Ave. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. 2023 MVP. Um, but I think the conditions kind of hinder them slightly, just a little bit this year. If it wasn't for the conditions, I think it's still Mike Tomlin. It's a Mike Tomlin coin flip because he's still that guy. Yeah, they just lost T.J. Watt. I didn't know if he was going to be playing or not. I know he got hurt last week. If he's not there, I mean,
Nope.
I can't. Hey, listen. The more we talk about Mike Tomlin, the more they win. So, or the more we talk negatively about the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, the more they win.
True.
So, T.J. Watt or not, this could still be a great Monday take when the Steelers beat the Bills. But I think those conditions,
Oh,
based and every other factor that's working against the Steelers, great year for the Steelers.
okay. I just want to go on the record. So you're taking the Bills.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. We're on the record.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And,
All
and for if we're going on the record, if it wasn't for the weather, I would probably take the Steelers
right.
because I think the Bills are beatable on any given night. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I hear you. Last game. One game to talk about. Only one game left to talk about. We
I'm
don't
gonna
have to
let you
spend a
finish.
lot of time here. I
I'm
appreciate
gonna
it. I
let
thank
you
you very
finish.
much. And let me tell you, I appreciate it, bro, because I know
Oh
your
no
time
no no no.
to
We're gonna spend a lot of time.
no. We don't have to. We don't have to, because I definitely want to give my opinion on my synopsis on this scenario here because it's tricky. It is tricky. And this is what I mean. The Eagles. Oh, it's trendy. We're the trendy pick right now. I don't know if you've noticed, but all the talk shows, all the pundits are like, oh, Tampa's going to win. All of a sudden now, we're going to beat the Eagles. All of a sudden now, the Eagles are beatable. All of a sudden now, the Eagles don't look good. All of a sudden, the tush push can be stopped. When? I still ain't seen nobody stop the tush push. It still works. So It's funny how we're the trendy pick. This makes me nervous, Vic. I don't like this. I don't like when everybody's on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now all of a sudden because Philadelphia don't look right. This is the wild card. This is for the playoffs. These boys have been to the playoffs, just like us, but we are removed from the playoffs. These boys was in the playoffs last year. Pretty much same squad going into the playoffs. So people shouldn't be looking at this game as if Tampa's going to walk over Philadelphia. That's crazy to assume that. That's crazy. So I want to get that out the way first and foremost. That being said, you know where the Legion lies. So I ain't going to fake the funk. We got the best safety in the league, no doubt. And we got to figure out a way to control whatever they're going to want to do on offense, which is trying to get AJ Brown the ball and getting Jalen Hurts out on the corners. So if we can contain that, we should be okay. We are at home. The weather is perfect. So, we're going to see.
How good are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at stopping the run? It's my question to you. Real question.
We have amazing linebackers. We do. But we can get gashed from time to time, too. So, that being said, on a good day, we can contain the run. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure we're in the top 10 in run defense. But we get gashed from time to time. But overall, we're really good at stopping the run in general. We played the Philadelphia Eagles earlier this year. You know that already. And we lost to Philadelphia at home. Yeah. And that was when they were doing this crossing routes across the field. And we act like we wanted to stay in cover 2. And all you got to do is send the man across the middle in cover 2. And if you hit him in stride, he can outrun the defense and make a touchdown. The Detroit Lions did it against us, and the Philadelphia Eagles did it against us. We made adjustments later in the season, so they shouldn't be doing anything that's going to fool us. So we should be prepared. Todd Bowles, I'm looking at you. If we don't win this game, it's on you. It's coaching. It's defense. So I don't like Todd Bowles as it is. I've gone on the record saying that, hey, get this man up out of here. That being said, this is an opportunity to prove yourself. We got a home game versus the NFC champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. We expect the W. If you can't get it done, what are you doing? Go Bucks.
Woo! Ooh, I like this boy. Hey, listen. I think South Florida Ave going into the playoffs. We're at level 2 right now. This is South Florida Ave between the lines. What you talk about? This is the stuff that I like to hear. This is the stuff I like to talk about. Hey, this is real analyzation right here.
Bro, we in playoff mode. What you mean? It's the playoffs. We in playoff mode. They in playoff mode. We in playoff mode. You know what I mean? So they expect this from us. We're going to give it to them. We expect the best from the pros. They're going to give it to us. Hey, let's bring it. It's playoff time. Let's go.
Hey, man, great point. And I didn't expect that from you. So, because of those great points, my take on this particular game is going to go this way. Let me just say, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as much as it pains me to say it. However, I will say that at the end of the day, I'm actually rooting for the Tampa Bay Bucks to do well. If however far they want to take this, I have absolutely no problem with it because I'm actually proud of what they did and accomplished as a team. Now, for the record, let the record show all year long I have been praying that the Buccaneers would be willing to trade Baker Mayfield for Derek Carr, and I would have done that at a drop of a dime. However, that did not happen. And as a result, what did happen is that a seasoned MVP mentioned quarterback in Derek Carr completely destroyed our team and made us look like the Carolina Panthers when we should have been clearly dominating the NFC South. And what also happened is as we speak, Baker Mayfield is having the opportunity to be the quarterback that the Cleveland Browns drafted and the one that he thought should have been he thought himself should have been drafted a lot higher. And after all of the experiences he's gone through, he still has some wind in his tank, and this is now his team. And everybody's kind of buying into Baker. That's a great place to be if you're Baker Mayfield. you have the experience, you have the heartache, you have the disappointment, you're a journeyman now, and now you may have found a home in Tampa Bay. Doesn't get much better than having a home in Tampa, Florida, and in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got a defense behind you. You have Mike Evans who wants to leave, but does he want to stay? Who knows? Can we convince him to stay? All we have to do is throw him the ball 8 times tonight and or tomorrow night, or give him his money, and he'll be there. Great opportunity for Mike Evans. All that being said, great position for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Definitely playing with house money. I don't know if they beat the Eagles, but congratulations to the Bucks. And hey, win or lose, great season. What can you say?
No, that's well said, bro. I couldn't. You're right. I mean, everything you said was spot on, bro. Great season. I think the reason why, like you're saying, the people in Tampa can relate to Baker is because they seen his story, and like Tampa, we've been down and out and kind of had to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps to get right. So, no doubt, that's why people in Tampa feel like they can relate to Baker. They feel like Baker is their guy, 100%. And like you say, here's this guy considered a journeyman, kind of looking for a home. And now you done kind of stumbled into Tampa. And like you say, Derek Carr is the one who chose New Orleans. That's how Baker fell to Tampa. They let Derek Carr make the decision. Derek Carr was choosing between Tampa and New Orleans. Derek Carr chose New Orleans. So that left us with Baker. So he kind of just fell to us, but it was the perfect scenario for us. He's our guy now. He's got spunk. He's, running the ball when we need a couple of extra. We love all of that in Tampa. We love the toughness. We love the grit. We love the person who's not bigger than, he's not bigger than the team. That's not Baker. So he is our guy. I can see him getting a new contract in the offseason. Like you said, you're right. Even if we lose this game on Monday, we're playing with house money. They're going to be like, bring it back, bring Baker back, bring Mike back. Hopefully they'll get rid of Todd Bowles. But yeah, they got the nucleus there to do something. So house money, but I'm riding with the Bucks. I think we're going to be able to pull this off. I really do. The defense is intact. We're healthy. Yeah, I'm going with the home team for sure.
Well, that one I can't call. I'll be watching it live just to see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. Bucks at home. We were just in that stadium a couple weeks ago. Electric environment. All the whatever the cars are lined up to have the Bucks walk out of that stadium with the win. You're playing at home. You won your division.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
Good
But we are playing the
defense.
NFC champs. We are playing the NFC champs. We're not going to be disrespectful to the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts is still Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to front. I'm terrified. I'm going to be honest. I would rather see any other team, any other team than this team. But we got them. We're going to take them. But yeah, I mean, they are the NFC champs. So respect. We're going to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching right now, you got about 45 minutes before football is about to begin. So
Let's go.
grab your drinks, grab your food, hide your kids, hide your wife, and enjoy some football. Until next time, South
Yes,
Florida
sir.
have will be here. We love y'all. We thank y'all.
Peace.
All right, bro.